99 bottles, yeah, we've got 'em all. Line 'em all up and we'll drink till we fall. 'Cause Arthur Cantina's the best liquor store. Arthur Cantina, you'll never need more.
And welcome to the Arthur Cantina podcast. This is your host, Anthony. Today, there is no JP. He has been eliminated. Just kidding. He had a long night of drinking, and he can't make it to today's episode. So instead, you're going to get a one-on-one with me. And I'm going to use this opportunity to introduce myself to those who don't know me. My name is Anthony, of course, and I am the owner of Arthur Cantina Wine Liquor. Officially, all the paperwork has been done, so now I am officially the owner here, the head cheese, the big boss, you could call me. And I think it's about time that you have like a one-on-one. Get to know me, where we come from, what we do, and why we're here, and what do we do different from every other store in the city and in the country. So at Arthur Cantina, we are located in Arthur Avenue, beautiful Bronx. As much as people give us smack talk and, SHIT about us, I think we're in a great neighborhood. I think we have a great area of businesses, and we got a lot of culture, a lot of things going on over here. You got fresh bread, fresh cheese, fresh produce, fish, meat, liquor, of course, the best stuff in the world, stuff you can't get anywhere else. The rarest whiskeys, the rarest tequilas, it's what we specialize in. So if you need that special bottle of bourbon for dad, or for grandpa, or your father-in-law you want to impress, or maybe you're the boss who maybe he's eyeing you for a promotion and you need to impress him. We got the rare stuff you can't get. So come visit us in store, Arthur Cantina, 2380 Arthur Avenue, or online, arthurcantina.com. Now, probably don't want to hear this, but a little bit about me. I have been doing this for 20 years. We started this business back in 2004, and this was my third job working here at the age of 17. And now 20 years later, I am now 38 years old. So whatever, it was like the summer when I was 17, so pretty much when I turned 18. But it's officially 20 years that we've been on Arthur Avenue, we've been in business and bringing all the good stuff that you can't get anywhere else. So come visit us. We are live humans, we are people. We will answer the phone for any questions you have, brands you're trying to figure out about, things you don't know, things you want to taste, and you can come on down. We always have samples open, so don't be shy. And I've been a little bit upset. And I come off the top with my gripes about the business and about the podcast. I've been listening to the last couple episodes before we air them, and I feel like the energy is just way too low. I feel like it's not the right speed. I feel like we're trying to be too prim and proper, and that's all great and dandy, but that ain't us. Reality is we're what we are right now. We're a little high strung, we're a little crazy, we like to yell and scream. I especially get excited when the guys in the store make a big sale. And we start yelling and hammering things and slapping counters and screaming and jumping up and down. I think it's very exciting when you make a nice sale. But my joy also comes from when customers come in the store and I see their eyes light up. When they see something that they've been looking for and I have it on the shelf and they go, "Oh, Martha, look, they got the whatever." That brings a special warmth to my heart. Really makes me happy. The other thing that makes me super happy is when I see that same reaction in a customer when we pour them a sample of something and their eyes light up. Whether it's good or bad. And what I mean by that is good, obviously they love the liquor that they're tasting. Bad, it's so off-putting, it's so not them, it's disgusting, whatever they're tasting, which is also great. You would think, well, why would you say that's great? It's great because they're not going to buy that bottle. And that makes me happy. Again, contrary to regular thinking, why would you say, hey, that's going to make you happy? They're not purchasing something. Well, they're not purchasing something that they're not going to like. And that makes me happy because I know they're going to go home happy. They're going to crack open that bottle far away from the store. After hours, we're closed already. They can't call and complain. They're going to crack open that bottle. If they don't like it, they're going to be super upset. And that bottle's going to sit on the shelf, collect dust for the next 20, 30 years until someone moves, someone dies, until someone gets the idea to throw it out. I'd rather they sample in the store, not like it in the store, and then change gears, find them something that they do like. We always have stuff open, so we'll crack something else open, and you'll taste, and you'll go from there and see what we can get. Liquor is so, I should say wine too, is so subjective. You don't know if you're gonna like something. Doesn't matter what I tell you. It may not just be for you. Some people see sweetness in one light. Some other people see sweetness in another light. And that's okay. But we want to get you the right stuff. So that's why we taste. You sample, you see what you like. You're a sweet guy, you like this. You're not a sweet guy, you like that. You hate cherries, you hate flowers, you hate peppercorn or jasmine or wild berry, whatever's going on. But you happen to love walnut. You happen to love fernet. You happen to love fennel. You know, there's so many Italian liquors that have those flavors that really pop and give you that excitement that you wouldn't otherwise get. I think that's the great thing about us, is you can come in here and see and explore and not only just look, but taste and touch and feel and get feedback. Ask us questions. We're experts. This is what we do. Don't ask me about tires. I don't know nothing about that. But you ask me about wine and liquor, I got all the facts for you. So let's start off with this liquor, which actually got inspired by Mike from Tyler Brothers. I was in there and he gifted someone a bottle of Strega. And he turns to me, he goes, hey, by the way, he's telling the customer, this is the liquor store guy. You need something, go get it from him. I always appreciate the business, Mike. Thank you. But what he said that was pretty interesting was you ever had it? And I go, Mike, I don't remember it. He goes, oh, you got to taste it. It's so great. It's got this, it's got that. And as he's telling me this, it's resonating with me that I don't know what Strega tastes like. Meanwhile, I do sell a lot of it. I do move it pretty quickly. And to me, that's a black eye. I got to know what this thing tastes like. Because if I'm going to sell it, I can't tell you the wrong thing. So that's part of the fun about us, as we do a little bit of this constant sharpening of the sword. So as you can see, the Strega is almost like a limoncello in color. Really light and yellow and bright. I mean, kind of looks, it's just from looks, not taste, kind of looks chemically. Almost like an antifreeze maybe. Very, very yellow. And sticking to the side of the glass, I know it's a plastic cup, but you know, we're going to make believe it's glass here. Let's give it a whiff. Oof. Take some deep aromas, deep inhales. Often nose. Obviously, you pick out alcohol, right? That's the first dominant thing you notice. But it has this like strange smell to it. Almost Sambuca-ish. I guess you could say anise, kind of. It's very reminiscent of Sambuca. But not as sweet, not as sugary. It's more of a pulled back. Oh, there's something like lemon in there. There's some kind of spice. I don't want to say peppercorn, but there's definitely fennel in there. Oh man, a little bit of heat now coming through on the back, which, you know, it's not typical. 40% alcohol usually is a little more calmed down, but this definitely has some heat in the back. This is a really nice alcohol sip. And at first glance, you look at this and you go, you know, this is maybe too Italian. Maybe this is too old school for me. This might not agree with my palate, but man, this is interesting. Mike was right. So this was inspired by Mike from Tyler Brothers. By the way, shout out to Tyler Brothers. You need any kind of cold cut, any kind of cheese. They got a bunch of stuff in there. Not only that, they have panettones, they got cookies, they got olives, they got a ton of stuff. I could talk all day about all the things that they have in the store, but they're a great place. And they're literally 4 stores down the block from us. They've been there for 100 years. So if you need anything, go check out Mike at Tyler Brothers. Also ask for Eddie. He's always there too. It's one or the other. Man, this one, oh, Joe, you gotta chase them. I'm on this tangent over here, and I forgot to pour our producer a little bit of the Strega. I always like to see Joe's reaction to stuff that we're drinking because he doesn't give us any words. So I gotta interpret his looks and his cues as to what he thinks about this alcohol. I want to say it should be more medicinal, but it's not. What do you think, Joe?
I think you hit the nail on the head with the Sambuca and limoncello-ish.
It's like a blend of the two, all right?
Yeah.
Let's get that, like star anise. I mean, it's pretty refreshing just on its own. I could imagine this with, I'm sure there's some old school Italian way. If you have more experience with Strega than I do, maybe you could comment down below with how your grandparents enjoy Strega. I could see this maybe heated up with some tea or maybe some lemon, and you have it like as a medicinal shot, a remedy for some cold or some congestion. I can see that happening. What else can I say? All right, you know what? I could say something. When I came in the store, and by the way, I haven't been working the last 7 weeks now. I come back to work on Monday. This Monday? What's today? Yeah, this Monday. I come back to work this Monday. I had a newborn baby, so I took my paternity leave, paid family leave. I get a lot of shit by customers who come in the store and say, "Where's the big guy?" And they go, "He's not here. He's on maternity leave." And I go, "What do you mean he's on maternity leave? He's the dad. He's gonna be back at work." Very old school way of thinking that you let the wife do all the hard lifting. Granted, I have a little bit of old school thinking in myself, but I think it's a great time to stay home and bond with the baby and help the wife out, let her recover, let her heal, and give her a hand. And not only that, it's such a formative time. I mean, every time's a formative time, but newborn baby, they're very fragile. They're very new to the world, so they gotta be held in a certain way. And I got 2 other boys at home who are totally crazy and bonkers. And I'm sure I would come home to a wife ready to jump off a bridge if I wasn't there to help her with those 3 little demons. But they're beautiful, they're great. And that's where I've been. So I haven't been here the last 8 weeks. So now you're going to see me. I'll be back in the store again. But what I was getting to, why I brought that all up. When I come into the store, I do a overall, like when the T800, what's the Terminator called? T800, Arnold Schwarzenegger? Right, when he walks into the bar, right, and he's scanning everything, he's checking everyone out for clothes, and it's all like zooming out. That's kind of what I do when I walk into the store. I look at everything, and I'm looking like, is this in stock? Is that restocked? Is that out of place? Does that have a price tag? Does that look dusty? Is this not reorganized, the fridge? Is the front counter restocked? Is there empty bottles anywhere, like water bottles or someone's garbage? That's my initial look. And then I always look for cleanliness. I see, has the floor been swept? Is it mopped? I gotta say, I've been gone, store's immaculate. I came in here, there's like 1 leaf on the floor. Smells great. Doesn't smell like an old bar or nothing. Counter's clear, behind the counter's clean, all the bottles are nicely organized, whole store is pretty much stocked. I mean, there's like maybe 2 or 3 bottles that they might have sold last minute. I can't fault them for that. And I know they did a good job by the way the garbage smells. And you may say to yourself, what the F are you talking about? As soon as I go to wash my hands, we have an automatic garbage can, so you get close to it, thing cracks open, and all I can smell is whiskey. Which to me is great, because that means they're doing their job. They sample customers on the brand. They might be sampling themselves, which is okay. You would say, hey, don't be drinking a job. But I encourage my workers not to get drunk, of course, but I encourage them to sample from time to time to refresh their memory, refresh their palate, be sharp as they can be. It's like sharpening that knife. You got to be sharp. You got to constantly practice. You got to constantly retaste. I want them to be educated and skilled. So when you come in here and say, hey, I need a hot whiskey, they know what you're talking about. They know what to get you. When you come in and you say, hey, I need something that's been aged, that's got a lot of depth and flavor, they know what they're talking about. And the same goes true for wine. We have wine tastings every Saturday, sometimes Friday, but every Saturday. I also encourage my workers, sample what they're pouring that day. Ask the person pouring, if they're from the brand, questions. How is this made? Where is this from? What is this paired with? How long can I age this? What? How should I store this? What's a shelf life? All these other things. I always encourage my workers to do stuff like that. And when I smell that garbage can smells like whiskey, that means they did their job. I normally want to explode and go crazy and have something to scream about, but this time I got nothing bad to say. They did a good job. And I think there was something. Oh, well, okay. There's always a negative. And I do remember a little negative thing I found in the first 5 minutes of being here. Went down to the basement to grab this bottle of Strega that we have. And would you know, the AC is blowing cold. Now, I brought this problem up 2 weeks ago, and I said, hey, this AC down here is blowing cold. Why is this thing on? They go, oh, we can't find the remote control. I go, the remote control is right below it, mounted on the wall. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah. We couldn't get the remote control to work. I go, did you swap out the batteries? No, we didn't think about that. Okay, get batteries today. Okay, yes. 2 people said this to me. They heard it at the same time. So I can't just fault one guy for forgetting something. There's 2 people that heard me say this. They go, yeah, we're going to get to it today. That was 2 weeks ago. So, like anything else, I like to have the store sharp, and something like that I'm gonna bring up about. And I'm gonna bring up about if they tell you something wrong too. If you come into the store and they're trying to recommend you something and they screw up, best believe it, I'm gonna give them an earful later about how they messed something up. And that's Arthur Cantina. That's us. I hope I brought a new energy, a new level to the podcast. We're gonna try to be a little more high energy, high strung, maybe a little crazy. You might get squatted in the shop maybe before or after just to get that little blood pumping, a little flow going. And I want you to comment too. I want you to say what we're up. I want you to look at the podcast at the T800. I keep wanting to say T1000. The T1000 is the liquid guy though. The T800 is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Be the T800, be Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at the podcast, scan it over, see what you like, say what you don't like. No worries. I'm not going to find you. I'm not going to hurt you. I appreciate your commentary. I appreciate your feedback. You have no idea how important feedback is. So, something you want us to review next podcast, please don't be shy. Throw it in the comments. I think from now going forward, we're going to bang out all the Italian liquors. Strega is the first one. We'll do something else funky next week. Maybe we'll do Fernet. Maybe we'll do, something as general as Campari. But we got so many different aperitifs and even things like Sambuca. I have no idea the difference between the 4 Sambucas that we have. So maybe we'll crack all 4 open and give you a run through. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for sticking with us. Like, share, subscribe. Tell all your friends. Don't tell nobody. Hate us. Be miserable. I could care less. I ain't going nowhere. This is episode 30, I believe. Maybe 31 right now. I have no clue. We have a bunch in the backlog. So we got another 400, 500 to go before, we break out into maybe Joe Rogan level. So you want to be along the ride? You want to be an early supporter? Comment below. Share it with your friends. Do me a favor, please. I got to bleep that out. The only curse I let slip was that at the very end. 2. Okay. 2. Joe says 2. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for being with us. Have a great day. And I'm also going to try to curse less. I know I just said goodbye. It's like saying goodbye to my mom. Say goodbye 10 times. I'm going to try to curse less because I, like a lot of people, have kids. And sometimes I want them to fall asleep in the car. I'll put on a podcast. If it's F this, F that, F you, F... obviously I can't put it on for them. So I want you to listen too. I hope I put your kids to sleep. I hope I don't get them riled up. But anyway, thank you guys. Take care. Have a good weekend. Enjoy. Drink. Be happy. Be merry.